We are live once again. Just going to do the sort of typical live stream thing here now. Let's see here. Alright, we got some people joining on. Hey everyone. Let me just go join on. I say this every time I start a stream, but I always have my laptop here with me that I edit on. I always go to my second channel and check out the stream to make sure everything is going smoothly. Let's see here. Hey to everyone joining on. The wing, you mean the spoiler? Yeah, I guess it does look kind of weird. So in order to paint it, I had to raise up the spoiler and paint underneath it. So that's why it is sort of propped up. I had to do that for quite a few cars. Same with Jackson and Jeff. Like I had to bend the sides up to get under there to paint it. It happens all the time with the next gens. Yeah, I never realized until now it is kind of at a weird angle. Maybe I should try to push that down to fix that. But reviews for these cars should be coming out soon. I want to start reviewing the Tys Cars 4 customs, and I'll start with the Racers. I do have a video planned for some point this week. I'm going to start doing some videos for it, basically going over all the characters that will be in the movie, at least in a major role, and I'll start off with the Racers so that you could learn a bit more about what each of the characters are doing now, as of course these are all returning characters, with the exception of the new racer that I introduced at the end of the second trailer. Yeah, I actually started designing this cruise before the NASCAR one was revealed. This cruise, I think it used to be, I had one Cars Adventures episode from a few years ago where I had a golden cruise sponsored by the Cozy Cone Motel, and the plot of that episode, that was when Cruz was like still evil. The plot of that episode was that she, I think, got some sort of injury and had amnesia, so they have her start racing for the Cozy Cone. And I've always had this idea in mind for Cruz painting the back blue like that, so I'm glad I got to do it. But yeah, I repainted all of these to a different color. The King, actually, you'll notice in the teaser trailer that I did as part of the diecast awards, and then I released it separately with some new clips. The King actually looked different there. He was blue and gold with his normal eyes, and then in the second trailer, and obviously here, he's now black and gold with blue writing, and eyes that I painted on. I decided to change it. I didn't really like the mix of the light blue and gold, so I changed it to a black and gold. So just act like that old version of the King from the first trailer never happened. He always looked like this, totally. Yep. But I may as well go through, since I'm never really going to bring this up in a video again. I may as well go over who all of these customs previously were, because the only one that I bought to turn into a custom was the Francesco here, who I did a review of. So I guess you could say goodbye to the following cars in my collection as they've been turned into these new variants. This McQueen, the Lightning Cup, Tom W. Not bad. I think he was the first trainee they did, alongside Gabriel and Aiden. Now he's back this year. So this McQueen was previously just a Thailand Cars 3 McQueen that I bought towards the start of the Thailand Cars because I wanted to do a comparison video, but then I accidentally lost the footage for that. So he's just been sitting in my collection ever since. So I repurposed him. This Jackson Storm, I think I even reviewed this one by itself a few Halloweens ago. Where's Kevin? Yeah, so in the last stream, Kevin Shiftright here, or no, not Kevin Shiftright, I always get them confused. Kevin Racing Tire, I accidentally knocked him to the edge of the table here, and it just became a big joke. Don't worry though, Kevin's nearby, we'll bring him out a bit later on. This Jackson was previously a Vampire Jackson Storm that I did for a Cars Adventures episode about a costume party. You could see all of these guys in my most recent collection video from last year. So the front was painted normally with some fangs painted on, and then the back was painted sort of black and red. So I kept the black, added some gold, and painted the front red. I thought it would be just a nice change to Jackson's look. Jeff Gorvette here used to be the Team Lightning McQueen Jeff Gorvette, who is one of my least favorite customs I'd ever done. So I'm very glad that I have fixed him for Tys Cars 4. A lot of these guys used to be McQueen team variants, and you can definitely tell that because Bobby and Brick weren't really changed all that much from their McQueen's team designs because I really like those. Lewis was a spare Thailand Lewis I had from the Bruce Boxman 2-pack last year. Cruz, I already said, was the Cozy Cone sponsored Cruz. Yeah, so the reporter custom I did for Andrea, I like it too, but funny story about that. Let me put the camera down and go get that. Because that custom is actually completely unfinished. I only painted the back fully. I first showed it off when I did for the Cars 4 poster. I only painted the back at the time, so it needs a few more coats of paint. But yeah, I'm gonna probably do one. Hopefully I can find Dashboardman before I start filming Tys Cars 4. I also really need to find Heyday Luis. If you saw in the most recent trailer, I used the Hot Rod, River, and Junior very briefly for a shot in Thomasville. And I really need to find the Heyday Luis in time, hopefully. Hope to start filming it probably, in early May at some point. The King here was the self-sponsored The King from Cars Adventures, who I haven't used in years. Chick Hicks here was the Thailand Chick Hicks spare that I got from the 2-pack with his crew chief. Like I said earlier, Bobby and Brick were their McQueen's team variants, and they haven't changed that much because I really like those. And finally, Cal here actually used to be a spare Cars 3 Dirksen D'Agostino I had, who, yeah, is a pretty rare car, but I had more than one of the pack that he was in. And that'd be cool. I'd love to see your take on my Andrea custom, and I already misplaced it. Here it is again. Yeah, I need to finish painting it. I'm gonna do the eyes and the facial expression differently. But I kept the press badge. The thing is, Dashboardman, for Tys Cars 4, I've been buying a lot of doubles of cars that I've seen in stores. Courtney Carspur here. Courtney here was, I bought, I think it's a her, for a custom. So, I really enjoy buying the duplicates. I haven't done this in a while. I get to buy the duplicates, review them, and then make a custom of them. I think that was really cool. But I've just been having to deal with what cars are currently out on shelves. So I wanted a spare race fan. I had to buy a new Courtney Carspur because that's one of the only race fans currently out on shelves. If I want my own camera cars for Tys Cars 4, I have to get Andrea and Dashboardman. And Dashboardman is probably one of my least favorite camera cars just because of how small he is. But I'll probably buy more than one just to have some spare camera cars, and then these guys. I haven't revealed what I'm doing with APB and Broadside just yet. They will be turned into new characters. Um, what can I name the reporter? I'm not sure. When I get around to reviewing it, I'll definitely come up with a name. I haven't really decided any of the details of the character yet. But yes, the HTB next gen. We're getting some requests for that. I purposefully uh, didn't bring that in, but maybe I'll bring it in a bit. Favorite mini game from the original Cars video game. There were so many. I'll tell you which one isn't my favorite. The Sheriff's Pursuit game. I wasn't really a big fan of. One that was cool was that tuner one where it's almost like a relay where you're switching between characters. I really enjoy. I think they were only on Xbox. Like there was this one which was Guido doing a pit stop. The tractor tipping mini game gets surprisingly difficult, or maybe I'm just bad at it. Um, but yeah, some really good mini games earlier on. Have I watched A Bug's Life? I have not. I probably should. I made a joke months ago where I said I'd never seen A Bug's Life, which is true. I haven't. And I probably should do that. Um, but I have quite a few Disney and Pixar movies uh, that I need to see. Tractor, Hot Rod, Steve Urkel. You know all of my interests in cars. That would be absolutely ridiculous. But part of me just really wants to see the Hot Rod Steve Urkel be released, but another part of me just thinks it's absolutely ridiculous. My next review, which I'm doing tomorrow, is the mini version of Hot Rod Smokey, in which I get to go on and on about the fact that I don't understand Hot Rod Smokey. I talked about this last week on the stream. I find him such a strange um, release, but yeah, the Hot Rod variants, definitely some interesting ones. Yeah, the live streams, I'm not really keeping to a schedule of them. I'm just doing them on some days where I feel like doing them. um, yeah, still looking for a few more cars to use for repaints. All right, see you in like 5 minutes. Hot Rod Cruise. Yeah, honestly, basically any, uh, a lot of the Hot Rod variants would look pretty cool, but I think they're just keeping it to, the Legends. Actually, NASCAR McQueen isn't lonely. He's joined by the NASCAR Mater. They're just hanging out there together. I gotta say, what did you guys think? What did you guys think of the NASCAR Mater? I gave it, honestly, like a kind of negative review. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Um, and you know me, I really like Mater variants, but I don't know, something is just so off about this one. Here's the thing, though. I really like the Racing Red Mater. But I think just having a Mater that's fully one color, I said this in my review, that isn't a brand new Mater. Like, I found this really difficult to word when I was doing the review. But, like, the Racing Red Mater looks really cool, but that's brand new Mater. We're not used to a Mater with the engine exposed here. That is, yeah. Yeah, it should have been the brand new Mater model, long story short. And the eyelids, yeah, I don't know why the eyelids are so dark. I don't know what's up with the headlight here. Mine has like a mouth plate that's sort of misapplied. So yeah, unfortunately, not the best Mater in my opinion. Like I said, he just looks kind of like a custom to me. Um, definitely not the worst. I don't really know if I have a least favorite Mater, but unfortunately this guy is definitely not my favorite. Anyone here have the NASCAR Luigi and Guido, though? Those are the only NASCAR cars that are currently out that I'm missing. I think they actually look really cool compared to Mater. You got M Fast Fong, good for you. I don't know how long it'll be until I find M Fast Fong. Um, Funny thing about M Fast Fong is I started painting my new custom piston cup racers for Tys Cars 4 before they revealed M Fast Fong, and I was creating a bunch of customs just to be replacements for the missing piston cup next gens, and now he's out. You have Rolling Bowling Mater. We were just talking last week on the stream about how rare he is. Yeah, let's do. Hold on, I got my laptop here. I really enjoy just doing these sort of live price checks. Let's see how much Rolling Bowling Mater is going to cost you. Because wasn't he only ever a single in like the factory sealed set or something like that? Let's see, Rolling Bowling Mater. Because there's Rolling Bowling Mater, and then there's the whole Rolling Bowling playset. Yeah, so let's see, not many. Well, yeah, he had a playset release, and yeah, all right. Well, you could buy him loose on eBay for $21.50 with like $6 shipping. Um, Oil stains Mater for $30. That is impressive. That guy is really, really expensive. Or you could buy the whole factory sealed 2006 set for $900, which isn't as bad as what we found last week, where someone was selling their entire collection for $6,000, but still pretty expensive. You can buy the Rolling Bowling set on eBay for $96, or for $110, or for $190, or $109. So a few listings for it, all of which definitely a bit more than I'd want to pay for a Mater that didn't even appear in the movies, but that is a release that really went under the radar, Rolling Bowling Mater. I feel like nobody remembers the existence of that, myself included, because it's so weird. We are never going to see that Mater again. Like, where would it even fit in? It's such an odd Mater. And honestly, a really weird playset idea. That was like the first Cars playset. Why was the first thing they came up with bowling, but you roll a tow truck at the pins? Who came up with that? When is Chester Whipple filter going to get re-released? I don't know. As much as I wish I could see the future and what cars were coming out next, not too sure about Chester. Is Taya Decatora rare? I'm not sure, but I could check his price too. Now, I don't usually look at the prices of cars that I own, so I'm not too like on top of that. But like Chris Roman, his single, I saw it for like $50 online a few months ago. I guess he's pretty rare now. I never knew that. Let's see here. So Taya Decatora. Well, for starters, I should probably have spelt his name correctly, and then we'd probably get accurate results. Here he is for $20. Here he is for, alright, so he tends to go for about $20, 20 to 25. Bobby Rotesta and Rev and Go get released as singles next year. It could still happen this year. Honestly, I kind of doubt it. Rev and Go Racer, that poor guy or girl, we don't know. It's just Rev and Go Racer. What an unfortunate name. Really weird case. The best two-pack is Speedy Comet and Manny Flywheel. Larry Camper for $31 in package. See if that is a good price. Okay, so $30 in the package. Well, considering the first listing I see is for 55, then 65, then 70, I'd say, yeah, you got a pretty good deal for him. Oh my gosh, Doug RM is really expensive. Yeah, I know. I know, it was a joke. Very interesting two-pack. Still looking for the next gen shifty drug. Yeah, I hope you find him soon. Dale Earnhardt Jr., I'm not too sure about him either. Thank you, World Renowned Turbo Tractor. I got Larry Camper. I got Larry Camper. Thanks, Nintendo, for Christmas in like 2017, and yeah, this Bobby used to be one that I used for a different project a few years ago, and then I just modified him a bit. But I got Larry Camper for Christmas a few years ago, and I want Doug RM, but Doug RM is like $65. So, yeah, that's not happening. My birthday is coming up in about 2 weeks, so I made a list of cars that I'd want for my birthday. I like giving a lot of options. But some of the highlights, I'm looking at the list now. I hope for Precision Series Sheriff. He's the only like Radiator Springs Townie minus Lizzie that I don't have the Precision Series variant for. That would be really cool to get. I also don't have Guido for whatever reason. But it would be really cool to get a Precision Series Sheriff. Hummer Sven, I've put on my like birthday and Christmas lists, each one for the last 3 years now. I have this. He, of course, was a parody of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I have this absolutely terrible impression. Yeah, it was Crew Chief Bobby before the team. I mean, yeah, this was McQueen's Team Bobby. Same with Brick, who has even smaller changes. And same with Jeff. Yeah, those are all the McQueen's Team variants. And before that, yeah, he was supposed to be for Hey Cal 2. This Cal, though, was a Cars 3 Dirks and D'Agostino that I made for Redline that I turned into Cal because I like my Team McQueen and Redline Cals too much. Yeah, I based it off of the design that I have on the hood of the McQueen that I use for Cars Adventures. They do have a RPM next gen. He's Barry D. Pedal. He looks nothing like the other RPM racer since he's blue. I based him off of the design that appears in my Cars Adventure series currently, which I actually based off of the Monster Truck McQueen, Franny McQueen. What happened to Redline 2? What did happen to Redline 2? That's a very good question. It's a long story. I did a video for my 3,000 subscriber special where I discussed like my projects that I'd canceled. Redline 2, I'm gonna continue the story from Redline someday, probably, but for now, it's on hold. Why am I so cool? Why are you so cool? I just pulled a total Chick Hicks, the scene in the first Cars where the one guy goes, "You rock," and he goes, "No, you rock," and you know that. Man, the first Cars movie has some very quotable scenes. My family, we've been quoting the if you keep talking to yourself, people are gonna think you're crazy. We've been quoting that like my entire life. Sludgy Next Gen, that's a really cool idea. I wonder what the story uh, behind Sludgy was, because yeah, that is one of the sponsors on Chick that we don't see anywhere else. I wonder if that was a cut sponsor. But that's a smart idea. I never really thought of that. All of the cars that I came up with, my new Piston Cup racers for Tys Cars 4, they're all references to to my stuff, because Tys Cars 4, I'm not sure if I've ever stated this on video, but I'll say it here and now. It's not in continuity with Cars Adventures. It has nothing to do with Cars Adventures. It's its own separate thing, separate from my series. So the Racers, there are going to be a lot of no, Sludgy wasn't. That was Sludge Cola, I think it was called. But there are going to be a lot of references to Cars Adventures and Tys Cars 4, just as little Easter eggs. All the Piston Cup racers that I made are references to things from Cars Adventures for the most part. But yeah, I'm going to be reviewing the Tys Cars 4 custom soon. These are all of my reviews I have left to do currently. The current video plan is, once I'm done with this stream, I have to finish editing the next episode of Errors and Inconsistencies, which was supposed to be up, that was supposed to be up yesterday, but then I saw the new color changers. It's taken quite a while to edit, but I really like this next episode of Errors and Inconsistencies. Then tomorrow, I've got this review to do, then Tex, then Cartney, then APB, and Broadside. I'll get them all done. I'll figure out when, but this is tomorrow's review. I wanted to have a new episode of the story of out this week, but doing a new Errors and Inconsistencies video has kind of pushed that back. Hopefully that will, hopefully that'll be out by the end of the week. If I could go back and make Cruz not be a villain in my series, would I? That's a really good question. There are a lot of things I'd change about early Cars Adventures, and maybe that would be one of them. Can you still request a car for your birthday? Yeah, birthday requests are open. Just, as long as your birthday is soon. I'll get a lot of birthday requests for things later on in the year, and while I'll probably, still do them, it's a long way away. But, let's see here. So, Tex actually isn't going to become a custom. I just wanted to get the Thailand Tex. I think it looks pretty nice. And then these three will be customs. Like, I only have to get a few more customs. Yeah, if Holly had gone into the other bathroom, then I wouldn't have made the Red Line movie, because the events of Cars 2 would not have happened. For Errors and Inconsistencies, Hydro Wheels made Frank, but never made most of the main characters. I'm not sure if that's necessarily an inconsistency. I guess it kind of technically is, but that's like... Yeah, you know what I should probably bring up? Cruz not having an endurance racer or Thomasville racer. Especially because Tomica did a Thomasville racer Cruz. But I have my 10 errors and inconsistencies for this episode. I think it's a pretty interesting one. I'm really enjoying the editing. I mean, I'm not enjoying editing it. It's been a really long editing process, but I'm covering some things that I think are really interesting in this episode. What is this? I think episode 7 or 8. Yeah, they did DJ and not the rest. Alright, the cliffhanger where Mike knocked out Dee Dee. Was that Rod? Yes, so Mike and Dee Dee are the same model as Rod Torque Redline. And in Cars Adventures in that season with them, which is one of my personal favorite seasons, the Fuel War season, yeah, it ends with Mike knocking out Dee Dee. Originally, that was supposed to lead to some sort of Rod Torque Redline thing. I wouldn't rule that out entirely just yet, but that's one of the main reasons why those two haven't shown up again since, because Mike was supposed to be Rod Torque Redline in disguise, or something along those lines. My favorite Tomica release, I wish I knew more about them. I don't own any of them. I hope to get them soon. The main problem is that they're only released in Japan, so I'd have to buy them online. Am I bringing out the next gen HDB? I will be in just a few minutes. Can you suggest a different diecast for your birthday? Yeah, sure. You suggest stuff from planes. I feel like, here's the thing, because I've never done planes in Cars That Should Be Made. I feel like that could be its entire own thing, and I don't want to shoot that down, but I'm sorry, I'm going to say no, probably, because I can do a whole separate planes episode. But you could do stuff from Air Mater. I do stuff from Air Mater all the time. Yeah, I'd like to get some of the Tomica cars, mainly just the ones that I don't have. I don't know where I'd put them. I have, like, no space. But, yeah, so we've been going for 31 minutes now. I think it's about time we bring out a few things to just sort of help liven up the stream a bit. Up first, we are going to get the next-gen HDB racer for Tys Cars 4. I'll be right back. It's just over here. It was just barely off camera all along. Alright, so here's the thing. The character, who I named, I think, Kara Crashwell or something along those lines, has two variants, and you can see one of them very, very briefly in the trailer. Here is the next-gen HTB for Tys Cars 4. It needs a few more touch-ups before I film the actual movie. Of course, racing as number infinity, which barely counts as a number. I had to do a lot to differentiate it from the 0-0 of intersection, but the joke behind it is that she's number infinity because she's infinitely better than everybody else, kind of like how Jackson Storm was 2.0, but a lot of these customs still need their finishing touches. I have to color in the windows here. But this is the HTB version. Of course, we see the balloons returning from Chick Hicks. Probably add something on the back here. And then she also has very, very, very briefly seen, for like the last second of the trailer, her very own Lightning Cup variant alongside these other guys, because this is the final racer for the Lightning Cup for the movie. So this one was previously a Chase Race-A-Lot. So you could tell from the eyes, which I just painted over, and it basically shares the same design as this one. So, yeah, again, I'll get to reviewing all these soon. I want to do a video, probably do it this weekend, if not then at some point next week. I'm going to start a series, sort of like a Meet the Characters thing for Tys Cars 4. The first episode will be on Racers, and it'll be like, you know, I'll bring in the Lightning, and just ordered M-Fast on eBay. That's great. I'm going to wait to find him in a store, probably. But it'll just me going like, you know, this is Lightning's Lightning Cup variant, and I'll be discussing what each character has been up to since Cars 3 and what they're going to be like in Cars 4. One thing that I noticed, can I review Max Schnell instead of a Rocket Racer Cam Spinner? Yeah. Yeah, probably. Usually, I have a rule for the suggestions to, like, not do anything that's been on shelves for the last 6 months. Or not, no, never mind, it's not that. Don't do anything that's, like, a new release currently. Max Schnell is released literally every year, so I'll gladly review him for the birthday request. As long as I didn't review him for 25 Days of Suggestions last year, which I don't think I did anyway. But what I realized while painting these was, oops, I have two number 24s. I have both Jeff Gorvette and Brick Yardley racing in the Lightning Cup. So you may think, oh, well then why don't you just flip the number for one of them around? Well, then we get 42, which Cal has. So, they're both going to be 24, and there's going to be a running joke Um, there's going to be a running joke within Tys Cars 4. I want to have it be like Jeff and Brick are always trying to one-up each other because they're both number 24. And you know there will be some jokes where, like, the announcers of the races are like, oh, look who's coming down the track. It's number 24. Which one? Yeah, he could be 61. He could also be 9, referencing Chase Rislot's number being changed to 9, but I'm going to keep him as he is. In case you're wondering, what I'm doing regarding the NASCAR Racers, they won't be in Tys Cars 4. I'll be using the Cars 3 variants of everyone. Yeah, really excited. I'm going to be starting Tys Cars 4, filming it soon. But regarding whether or not my favorite car from the 2006 line, I really don't know because they're all always re-released, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm really interested to see you guys sort of do your own versions of my customs. I think that's so cool, and I'm so happy to be able to inspire people to do their own like versions of the characters. But I still have quite a few Tys Cars 4 customs to do. Kara Crashwell Tractor. The funny thing is, favorite Cars character, I'm not sure. I really liked Cal Weathers for some reason. I really liked Sarge and Fillmore. What I'd say is there isn't really a character that I don't like, but I'm not sure if I could point it down. Birthday is tomorrow. Well, happy one day early birthday. But now I forget what I was saying before. Right, I still have a few customs to do. But yeah, Kara Crashwell Tractor. Funny thing is, I actually considered making a tractor version of her, or making a tractor version of one of the other new race cars that I'm using for Tys Cars 4. Because at the very beginning, I was considering at one point for Tys Cars 4 including a scene in which Cruz once again pictures the racers as tractors, and I think it would be really funny if I went out of my way, bought a tractor, and painted a tractor version of Kara Crashwell. I think that would be really interesting. I'd be interested in repainting a tractor. But is she the main villain of Tys Cars 4? Well, you'll see several antagonistic characters from throughout. Yeah, that Jackson now is the Lightning Cup Jackson. Yeah. But you'll see a lot of former racing rival characters from throughout the Cars series appearing. So, whether or not she's the main antagonist, hate to say it, but I guess you're just gonna have to wait and find out. My favorite Cars game, I'm gonna say the most fun I had playing one is Cars 2, the video game. One of my favorite things for video games is just ones that have a lot of characters you could play as, and I found it really enjoyable trying to unlock all the characters in the Cars 2 game. Ironic, because that's the only one that I don't own. I got it from my library, which has about 3 video games in it, of which that is one. Yeah, I'm so excited to be doing more with the Tys Cars 4 cars. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, a lot of customs I'm really excited to show off. Some I'm working on that you don't even know of yet. The 86 on my Lightning Cup chick, you know why it looks good? Because I traced it over from the original. That's why. So, Kara, so I'm currently working on for the anniversary of Cars, of like sort of fan film. That's my own version of what I'd want a Cars 4 to be like. And so I created for it a new character that I named Kara Crashwell, who's a next gen racer for the sponsor that sponsored Chick Hicks in the first movie. Um, Mia and Tia custom. Hmm. Hmm. Well, some people noticed that I had two Mia and Tia card backs for Dinoco Mia and Tia in my card back collection video. I also showed that I bought new Mia and Tia, a new Dinoco Mia and Tia 2-pack um, for customs. I can't say what they'll be yet. I can't say that they'll be used for Cars 4. As far as as far as I know, as you guys know, they might be used for Cars Adventures. I can't I can't say yet regarding Mia and Tia, but they are being repainted currently. Um, let's see. The thing is regarding crew chiefs. So the LC, this is another part of the movie that I'm doing. These are all custom variants of them. LC is going to stand for Lightning Cup, which is going to be a race that they'll all be taking part in. There's going to be more information coming out soon. Will I make new next gens? I already have for Tys Cars 4. I made a good few of them. And regarding crew chiefs, yeah, I realized it was going to be really difficult. One thing it's going to be difficult to do for Tys Cars 4 are crew chiefs and pit crews, since the only next-gen crew chiefs and pit crews we have are Jackson Storm's crew chief and pitty. So, unfortunately, I'm not really going to be able to show much of any pit crews aside from McQueen's. Thanks, I'd love to see fan art. And I'll be providing some better images if you want a better look at the characters to draw them or repaint them. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do really any shots of pit crews aside from cruises. Will I be bringing back the lemons? In Cars Adventures, one of these days. Probably they're just hanging out. In Tys Cars 4, can't say. What diecast do I want from Tomica? I'm not sure. Just a lot of the ones that Mattel hasn't made. Who's rarer, TG, Castle Nut, or Lane Lock? I'm not sure. I'd say probably TG. Funny story about Lane Lock. I was gonna buy Lane Lock for Hey Cal, my first movie. And I saw him in the store in that 5-pack, and I didn't buy him, and I definitely regret it because he's a pretty cool custom. Walmart Next Gen. I don't have the Walmart hauler, so here's the thing. I'm basically gonna be done with like custom racers for a while after Tys Cars 4. Will there be new characters? Yes, quite a few of them. Like for example, yeah, TG has a mud racer variant. Yeah, and he has a mini. So, but yes, there will be new characters like whatever this is. I'm not sure what exactly this is. All I know is that it's not finished yet. But gee, wonder what this is. Aside from an unfinished custom. I need a new silver paint thing. Mine is running out. But But yeah, all you guys will get a better look. It's knockoff Steve Urkel. Yep. uh, I need to make sure because Tys Cars 4 is going to use a lot of cars. Um, just a lot of cars in my collection because I need a lot of group shots of race fans. I need to make sure that I put Steve Urkel in there somewhere because he's just one of my favorite characters in Cars Adventures. But yeah, you guys will get a better look at this character. Will the spies come back for Tys Cars 4 once again? I can't say. I have to. TG was Revolting, the veteran racer for Revolting in Cars 3. But yeah, I've got. I'm just gonna need a lot of. Or Steve the Scammer, yes. So we are 46 minutes into the stream now. I think it's time we bring back a beloved friend to the stream, Kevin Racing Tire. Will the Cars 1 racers return? Like Kevin Racing Tire? Probably not. Although I do have a plan, sort of. I can't say anything. So last week, Kevin here was just part of the display I did for the stream, and I hit something. Yes, Kevin's back from the dead, and he seems to have minimal damage. So I accidentally knocked him onto the edge of the table here, and then we just made it into a big joke on the stream where at the end of the stream I knocked Kevin off. So now we've put him back to his rightful place here on the edge. So there. Episode about a casino. That would be a really cool episode to do, but I'd have to build like a whole location for it. That would be definitely an interesting one. Another thing I have to do for Tys Cars 4 is make some new locations. I'm stocking up on cardboard as we speak to make some new. Oh no! I just hit the table. That was my complete accident. Kevin's revenge. Yeah, he'll get his revenge one day. Will the tuners be in the movie again? I can't say, but I'd say a lot of characters. I'd say, I don't know how to say it. I'd say a good portion of the cars. He's left on a cliffhanger. That was the. Yes, he is. I'll just say this. A lot of the cars in my collection will make an appearance in Tys Cars 4 in some capacity. I can't confirm that they'll all speak or that they'll all play a major role, but you will be seeing, I'd say, most. That's a very bold word, but I'd say most of the individual characters I have in my collection will make an appearance somehow. That's okay. I'm very happy to be answering questions regarding it, but I can't. There are some things that I don't want to confirm just yet, because if I say every character that appears, then it's not a surprise when certain characters appear. And trust me, there are going to be some things in Tys Cars 4 that none of you will see coming. Like, for example, the fact that the movie is all fake, and instead it's 2 hours of Kevin here just being stuck on the edge of a table. I'd watch that. That would be a pretty good April Fool's joke for a future year. That's the point. So, yeah, so for the anniversary of Cars, I'm doing my own version of what I'd like a Cars 4 to look like. So that's what I'm talking about here. Will any of the World Grand Prix racers not return in Tys Cars 4? Well, I would have, But we came up with this joke after April Fool's, so it was too late. Will any of the World Grand Prix racers not return? That's a good question because we've got Francesco and Jeff and Lewis here already. um, but I'll have to see. I haven't actually really worked that out yet. Um, there will be a lot of references. One thing that I love and always have loved are Easter eggs and references in movies and shows and what have you. You will definitely see a lot of references, not just to the Cars movies, but to the Cars tunes and to my other series and videos. So much so that I plan on doing a full video going over all of the references that I put into Tys Cars 4. You're going to have to keep your eye out all throughout the movie for a lot, and again, I mean a lot of references to other things. How often will I be doing Cars Randomness? That's another series I don't really keep a schedule to. Just do one every few months. When I feel like it's the right time to do a new Cars Randomness. Yeah, I definitely hear you regarding an official Cars 4. I'm fine with just getting the show. Um, and some shorts and stuff. Um, great. We're at the point that happens in every one of my live streams where my phone where my phone almost dies. So it's time for me to go get a charger. I'll be right back. Hold on. Sorry about this. This always happens. I thought I charged it all morning. I thought I'd be prepared, but apparently not. We have it. We have secured the charger. It's too late for your party. All right, let me just double check that my phone is actually plugged in. Okay. I'd love to see more Cars Tunes cars. Yes, definitely yes. How many racers do I plan to include in the movie? All the next gens I have that were in Cars 3, plus what I have 4 or 5 custom ones, and then these guys and a few cameos. So probably around 50. Do unicycles exist in the Cars universe? I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified if they did. Which Tokyo Mater 3-pack? Because there are a lot of good ones. I want to get the one that has Tokyo Mater in it, but that's really expensive. Or do you mean the Mini Racer Tokyo Mater 3-pack? Because that's a really good pack too. Their paint jobs for Mater. Here's the thing. Mater really doesn't get new paint jobs. At least not in the Cars movies. I'll say this. Mater, unfortunately, probably won't get any new variants for Tys Cars 4. One that I do want to get is the Team 95 and 51 Mater they just made, which I'm really not a big fan of. But for Tys Cars 4, I think that's a perfect fit. I'm not sure if that's even out yet. Texas Tea was a sponsor from the V8 Cafe, so probably not, but I didn't know that. Do I have any deleted scene customs? Yes, I do. I have a few that I made a few years ago. I did a few, like a prototype McQueen and a few others. No, yeah, I totally agree. Tokyo Mater is my Personal favorite. If I were the CEO of Mattel, what would I release from Cars Tunes? I'd re-release Tokyo Mater. Um, I'd re-release Yojimbo because I just really like Yojimbo. And I'd make Cars Tunes cars. I'd make Matador McQueen because where is he? I'd re-release Heavy Metal Mater, and I'd release the Cars from Mater Private Eye, and then I'd release the Lightning McGrill that Sterling tries to sell in Cars 3. And you know what else I'd release? You know the Dynaco Dream sequence? What I release as a new car? The Mater Private Eye guys and more Tokyo Mater characters, among others, definitely. But in McQueen's dream, in the first movie, when he's shown as Lightning Storm McQueen, he's shooting at these spark plug monsters that disintegrate a guy. I would absolutely love to see a release of the monsters that disintegrate a car. And I considered that, I think, for an episode of Cars that should be made, just as sort of a joke inclusion. But then I saw, and like some recently discovered, a list of recently discovered canceled cars from like a decade ago. Sparkplug Monster was on there as a deluxe. So at one point, apparently, they planned to make the Sparkplug alien things. And I think that's amazing. I think that's such a funny release. And I'd absolutely love to see it. They remind me of the things from the beginning of the Clone Wars movie, which were these giant robots with 3 legs. Well, I make new sponsors. I already have for Tys Cars 4, sort of. They're all references to Cars Adventure stuff. Here's the thing about Bye Bye Car, who as we all know, I call Bye Bye to Your Wallet Car. I wouldn't re-release Bye Bye Car if I were in charge of Mattel. Because if I released Bye Bye Car, then I can no longer call Bye Bye Car Bye Bye to Your Wallet Car. Because then, Bye Bye to Your Wallet Car would no longer be rare, and thus would once again be known by me as Bye Bye Car. It's alright, Robin Tails Fighter, thanks for showing up. We were just talking about re-releasing Bye Bye Car, or Bye Bye to Your Wallet Car, as she's known in some circles. My favorite peg warmer. Favorite and peg warmer don't really go too well in a sentence together. Yeah, there we go. You re-release Bye Bye Car, but you sell it for $50. Perfect. Perfect. Honestly though, here's the thing. The car that I want most in my entire collection currently probably is the music video Mater from the end of Heavy Metal Mater. Absolutely love to have that one. Yeah, re-released Brian Park Motors. He was supposed to be, this is just infuriating, he was supposed to be re-released in like 2018. And then they canceled his re-release, which is just so annoying. He's even on the 2018 poster. Yeah, really a shame. But I feel like he's sort of a realistic future re-release. But, you know, if I could make my own Cars mainline, definitely probably see some of these ideas in it. Least favorite release from the 2018 to 2019 Cars diecast line. I'd assume you're saying the one pre-Blue Desert. Yes, Robin. You understand what I'm doing. But my least favorite new release, I'm not too sure. Maybe like Metallic Cruise. There you go. I know I always talk about that, but Metallic Cruise, not a fan. of the metallic crews. Also not really a fan of metallic Shannon spokes or metallic Maryland. I don't know why they had to be a thing. Because their cars are already shiny. Those are releases I don't understand. I don't understand Hot Rod Smokey, and I don't understand why there's a metallic version of Daryl Cartrip or Hydraulic Ramon. Because they are, because they're already basically shiny. Least favorite canceled release. There are so many canceled cars out there. Not really sure. Rodney the Rocker. Funny you should mention Rodney the Rocker and the story of, which, yeah, that's a very good idea and something I should look into. Rodney the Rocker is actually one of the things I'm discussing in the next episode of Errors and Inconsistencies, so it's really funny that you just brought him up because he is such an odd case and a car that I'd like to do a bit of research on, and again, I'll be discussing him in the next Errors and Inconsistencies. So, Rodney the Rocker was, you know what I'll do? I'll show you a clip from the yet to be released new Errors and Inconsistencies. He was a background character in whatever short, Heavy Metal Mater, of course, and and sort of like Bill Revs, like a 70s station wagon. This guy right here is Heavy Metal Mater. He's not Heavy Metal Mater. This right here is Rodney the Rocker, who looks like that on the diecast, but on the artwork, he looks like that. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is with him. What are my thoughts on T-Toy Reviews Ty? Very interesting cars channel. I mean, that he uploads like several times daily. I don't know how he has the time for it. Definitely uploads a lot. Like, I don't know why. Yeah, right. Like, who would upload 2 times every day when you're just talking about toy cars? And have you seen his old videos? The old videos are just not any good. You know, I wish that he only made episodes of cars that should be made. Honestly. Yeah, Rodney the Rocker is a unique model, which is weird because he's not accurate. Why would you go out of your way to make a new mold when that new mold is completely inaccurate? It's so weird, and like I said, I have a whole entry in Errors and Inconsistencies about that. Speaking of which, I'm almost done with editing the new episode. I have 9 of the 10 entries done, but I'm going to be wrapping up the stream pretty soon so that I could finish that and then hopefully get that up within the next few hours. But I have a lot of exciting videos coming up. Again, a video going over the racers of Tys Cars 4, then I'm going to start doing reviews of them. Reviews of all of these. Reviews of all these guys and whoever else I find. In a few weeks, you'll be seeing the, I really want a release of the Heavy Metal Mater, Mia and Tia. They're kind of similar to like the design for Chisaki. I'd also love to see the Tokyo Mater versions of them. Yeah, I have so many videos to do. At the end of the month, I have finally a new hunt video, my first one since the end of 2019. Of course, my hunt for the Golden McQueen. Yeah, I also have coming soon a new video about how I repaint my cars, which will also include a time-lapse of me painting a new Ramon, which I'm really excited to do. I haven't started painting that yet. Yeah, may as well go over what the plans are for videos for the rest of the week. Originally, yesterday I was supposed to release the new errors and inconsistencies. Today was supposed to be this review, and then Wednesday was going to be a new episode of the story of, in addition to Cars Adventures. But, Fireball Beach Rocket Racing NASCAR Speedy Comet Hauler. Nice. So today should be the next errors and inconsistencies, and then Cars Adventures. Tomorrow will be a review of this, and then I'll figure it out basically. But yeah, I'll probably review Tex and Courtney on Thursday and Friday. Yeah, don't know why there isn't an El Matador Lightning, but there's not Mater Private Eye Lightning because no cars were released from that. In case any of you are wondering where the viewer's choice version of Cars That Should Be Made is, probably going to release that not this weekend, but the weekend after, just to give people time to comment on that, so that I could get like a bunch of good answers and then choose my favorite. So it's going to be a little bit until that. But yeah, a lot of good new things coming out soon. In addition to Tys Cars 4, we have reviews for Tys Cars 4, character breakdowns for Tys Cars 4, Silver Golden Drag Racing Thomasville Conrad camera. I'd love to see a Silver Golden release. Don't even know how that could possibly work. I want to do more episodes of my thoughts that are just sort of my raw reaction to new Cars releases. I think those would be cool to do. Custom reporter from Corey Turbowitz. Why didn't I think of that? That is such a good idea. That's a really good idea. Should probably do that, except she doesn't have her rear view mirrors. But I should have a new episode of the story of out soon, and then at the end of next month I'm going to be releasing a big episode of Have You Heard Of about, I don't really know, Carnival Cup Mud Racing Endurance Phil Tanks, and yes, he'd be great, but only if he's silver gold. So at the end of this month I should have a new story of, if not at the beginning of next month, and then also at the beginning of next month, May 2nd, is my birthday. I haven't seen a Nick stickers in a while, but you know, if I see any background characters, I'll probably pick them up for customs. Then repaint them in silver. That's one way to do it. But then May 2nd is my birthday, so then I'll have a birthday haul. I'm hoping to get my birthday haul out on my birthday this year, and then I'll be doing the reviews for that after, and the reviews for Tys Cars 4. Cars Adventures is ending this current season on April 30th, as long as I don't take any other days off, which I'm trying to not. And then Cars Adventures is going to take like a month-long hiatus, so that I can work on Tys Cars 4, and it will return after Tys Cars 4 is back. With Lap 2 Season 10, which is going to be, it's a season I'm really excited for. But yeah, reviews for these, more reviews. Parents watching the live stream on my birthday, I just get extras to be customs. Well, this year, I only asked for cars that aren't currently out on shelves. I only asked for them to look for some cars online for me. So I'm excited to see who they've picked out. And then, you know, I'll keep going into stores and hopefully finding some stuff. Yeah, I'm going to have those reviews to do after my birthday. And then at the end of May, I'm going to be doing a new episode of Have You Heard Of, which I don't know what to call it yet, but it's going to be like still going with these. Mattel better release a racing red carbon metallic Marcus Craigster or else I will cry. I'll cry too, honestly. Tractor Hot Rod Mud Racing Neon My Size Lightning McGrill. Thank you for referencing My Size, the best joke of weird products. With the 3-foot My Size puzzle, that's so good. I have some upcoming collab videos with Robin Tails Fighter, but we won't say anything about those just yet. One that I'm very excited to do in the coming weeks or so, that I sort of hinted at earlier, but I don't think anyone picked up on it. Metallic Silver NASCAR Max Schnell. I thought combining all of those things was sort of overkill, but, you know, it looks pretty good. No spoilers, yeah. But I've got a lot of stuff to do. At the end of next month, I'm going to be doing a new Have You Heard Of, which I'm excited to do. It's going to be about, like, musical Cars crossovers. Like, times in which the soundtrack for Cars have been used in other places, which I think should be interesting. Yeah, a Racing Red Silver XRS Drag Racing Crash Jeff. Definitely. And a Neon Carbon Ice Beach Drag Rocket Scavenger Tractor Racing Red Frank the Combine. Definitely that too. So I probably should end the stream so that I can finish editing that video. But if anybody else has some great Cars suggestions, plot twist, the entire viewer's choice Cars that should be made is just carbon metallic, carnival neon metallic, silver metallic. I've said metallic 3 times now. Racing red tractor, hot rod. I could easily make the entire episode just that. A neon carbon silver XRS mud, drag racing, rocket racing, Lewis Hamilton, and a NASCAR Fireball Beach ice racer, Greg Candyman. What do we do on these streams, guys? These just get absolutely ridiculous. And this time we didn't even bring out the disco ball. We did, however, bring out poor Kevin Racing Tire, who's stuck here on the edge of the table. I'm actually kind of concerned about damaging him. Can we get a pillow this time around for him to land on? I'm gonna be nice this time. We're gonna find something for him to land on, because at this point I'm concerned that we're gonna damage him. Let's see. We'll find something for him to fall on. I'm going. Once again, no parties while I'm gone. Thank you. Okay. I'm back. And I have the beloved Captain America pillow. So we're gonna place this down here. We're gonna put it on the ground for Kevin to softly land on. Put some leakless on the floor. It's very soft and comfortable. This is totally not an ad. Flaming out XRS Rocket Racing Thomasville Metallic Carnival Cup Kevin Racing Tire, obviously. And a Radiator Springs 500.5 Tokyo Neon Racer Monster Truck Drag Racing Red Guido with a Mickey and Goofy hat. Only exclusive to You Guessed Where at Walgreens. That's great. They would do that. Honestly, they would. Or we could have, a 2-pack of Kevin Racing Tire and his greatest enemy, the table. Who's ready to drop Kevin Racing Tire? 3. Throw him. I threw Miguel Camino out a window once, remember that? He was in the package. He wasn't damaged at all, surprisingly. So he landed on the pillow. The only problem is, in case you couldn't tell from the crash sound he made, he then flew off of the pillow, but he landed on his wheels. That's very impressive, Kevin. But yeah, Kevin Racing Tire has lived to see another stream. Well, you know, the pillow is of Captain America's shield, and things tend to be deflected off of shields. So I guess it makes sense. Maybe this actually works. We need a color changing. Okay, this is the last one because I gotta end the stream. A color changing Hydro Wheels Road Trip Silver Golden Drag Racing Endurance Minis Cupcake Metallic Racing Red Carbon Buck Bearingly. I should get an award. Now I'm Mattel to make a Target Next Gen only in Walgreens in Quebec, Canada. Great. I should get an award for reading these names without messing them up. But yeah, seems like it's time for me to do that classic outro of mine. Bye everyone. This is the outro. I always do. I better get a Grammy. Grammys are for singing. But I mean, as we all know, I deserve a Grammy for the beloved Cars Adventure song, He Knows My Name. From that one episode where Fred, I could sing them next time, then I'd really deserve my Grammy. Exclusive to Walgreens in the middle of nowhere. It's exclusive to only one Walgreens somewhere in the world. We won't tell you where. You'll have to go to every single Walgreens. And one day, maybe someone will find it. Also, there's only one in existence. Good luck. But yeah, I've been multi-Grammy Award winning singer Ty. And I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, bye now. Yes, Calzone was #1 on the billboards the week of June 13th, 2018, I believe it was. That's a completely random date, but I think that's around when I released the full version of Calzone for a video. But yes, that was #1 on the billboards. Glad you remember that thing that totally happened. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.